So this one is about abortion. Buckle your seatbelts. When Republicans took control of the Senate and the House in 2015, I was very nervous. Mostly just because I was afraid of them following through on some of their threats. When they started in the new year, they had this bill, this very controversial bill that would make it illegal to get an abortion after 20 weeks. It died. Thank goodness. But what further enraged me was that I read this article on the Huffington Post about this North Carolina senator who was quoted as saying that he doesn't think washing your hands after you use the bathroom if you're a barista or a waiter or a waitress should be mandatory. He thinks that you should have the right to decide whether or not you're going to wash your hands. And after I got over the ew, gross factor, I got really, really angry. And so I did some research on this. And I learned through the FDA that there are 5 major diseases and viruses that you can pass on. There's the norovirus, in which you enact that scene from The Exorcist, Salmonella, E. coli, hepatitis A, and something called Shigella, which I probably just butchered, but it causes diarrhea. All by not washing your hands, which this guy thinks should be a choice. Ugh. Ugh. So after I calmed down from this rage, I decided to back up my pro-choice argument by looking up what happens when you have a bad abortion. Now, just to clarify, I am saying a good abortion happens in a clinic with a doctor who knows how to carry out this procedure, where you are monitored afterwards and then you have someone drive you home after you've been given the anesthesia. A bad abortion is what they call a back alley abortion, where it happens with maybe someone who knows what they're doing, but the area where they're doing it is not necessarily sterile or clean, and the risks are much higher and greater. And there are a few things that can happen if you have a bad abortion. You can have an allergic reaction. You can develop a blood clot. You can have an incomplete abortion, which the phrase alone is horrifying. You can get an infection, sustain an injury, have an undetected ectopic pregnancy, and you can sustain heavy bleeding. All of these things can lead to death. So it's just, it's so frustrating, because this topic should not be a topic in 2015. We shouldn't be discussing whether or not we're going to wash our hands after it's been scientifically proven that we need to wash our hands in order to prevent these illnesses. And it's been proven, I like to believe, that having this awful procedure, an abortion, carried out in a clinic with people who know what they're doing and who are sensitive to what you're going through. How does my getting an abortion affect you? Do you ever think of that? It doesn't affect you. Whereas if I'm your barista and I don't wash my hands, it could affect you. But my getting an abortion as your barista has no bearing on your life. Your life will keep on ticking just as you've planned. My life will come to a crashing halt because I will have to deal with the psychological and emotional aftermath of getting that abortion. And that's on me, not you. So would you please, thank you so very much, not make it illegal for me to make this very hard call?